of hope for a destination.
89.1 FM, streaming live 24/7 at ames.edu/radio, Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. How's everybody doing? This is Anna here. I hope your finals are going well. I'm done with my finals, so I'm very happy. I think I did pretty good on all of them, so pretty excited. I hope you're all having a very warm day. It's super cold outside and kind of awful, so I'm probably going to complain about that later as well. So stick around. We have 90s at noon for you. We have 2 unlimited Matchbox 20 Spin Doctors and Collective Soul for you on Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. That was Shine by Collective Soul. I have some Ames weather and news for you real quick, because it's really gross outside. In Windsor, you're at 12 degrees right now, high of 18. You're going to be pretty mostly cloudy all day. And there also looks like another chance of snow next Tuesday, but the rest of the week looks kind of nice. Fort Lupton, you're at 19, high 17, and you're going to be mostly cloudy for the rest of the day. Let's see, the rest of the week doesn't look too bad. Sorry, I'm being distracted. There's a chance of snow on Tuesday for you as well in Fort Lupton. In Loveland, you're at 16 degrees right now, high 16, overcast for the rest of your day. And you also have a chance of snow on Tuesday, but the rest of the week looks like it's going to warm up. On Saturday, it's going to be 50, so it's kind of convenient. And then here in the Greeleys, we're at 19, high of 15. High of 15, cloudy for the rest of the day. Sorry. A chance of snow on Tuesday. There's not a lot of Sorry, everyone's laughing at me. Anyway, there's some Ames news. Not a lot, because it's finals week, obviously. If you didn't know it was finals week, then that's your loss. Let's see. There really isn't that much stuff. There's different perk hours for the perk building, if you did not know. Through Monday through Friday, it's going to be 7 to 7. Saturday, 8 to 10:30 a.m. And then it's going to be closed December 24th, 25th, 31st, January 1st, 2nd, and the 16th. And then the first day of the spring semester will be January 17th. That's kind of it. There's not really a lot of stuff. I know there is a scheduled network down day on the 18th, so make sure you're aware of that, if that affects you any. And the college will be closed from the 26th to the 30th. And then they will also be closed Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which I believe, what day is that? I don't know what day that is. I believe that's the 16th, and then they will also be closed on New Year's Day. So there's Ames news for you. If you want to know more about the stuff, check out the Ames website. I'll get you guys back to music. 90s at news for you. Coming up next, I will have my word of the day, where I'm probably going to complain about something as usual. So, we have Alanis Morissette, which I still don't think I'm saying that right. Eiffel 65 and the Goo Goo Dolls on Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. 89.1 FM, Ames Student Radio, the way radio should be. That was named by the Goo Goo Dolls. That's such a weird name. Although every time I see that, I think of my sister's cat, because her name is Goo. I didn't name her. That was my sister. She's weird. She named all of her cats, by the way. I know I've talked about my cats before. They all have really weird names. One of them is Potato, because he looks like a potato. The other one's Dweeb, because he's got issues. But then Goo. And then there's Nubbin, and she's my cat, and she's like weird and schizophrenic or something. Anyway, that was not related to my word of the day, but I thought it was funny. Anyway, so my word of the day today is a real word, of course, because I'm going to complain. My word of the day today is snow. I don't like snow at all. I know a lot of people like winter, and it's like, oh, it's so pretty, and it's sweater weather, and blah, 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 and like pumpkin spice mocha hot coffee something. I don't like it, and I hate snow, especially driving in it, because everyone says you should drive. You have a big truck, so you should probably be fine. Absolutely not. I do not do fine in the snow. I have no weight in the back of my truck, so I slide around. If I stop, then it is very bad, because then I keep sliding around. I can't stand the snow, because then it makes it really cold, and I literally can't stand being cold, because I'm always cold in general. So I hate winter. I just really hate winter. It's my least favorite season. Like, if I had to rank the seasons from best to worst, I'd probably say spring, summer, fall, and winter. because I don't like being cold. I would much rather be hot than be cold, because you like when you're cold, I just feel like you're always cold unless you like bundle up like a weirdo and have like 30 blankets or something, and you're just always cold, and I can't stand being cold. So that's my word of the day, because I wanted to complain about the snow, because it looks nice, but it's not. It's like I don't know what it is, but it's horrible. I don't like it. It should not be a thing. I guess I just live in the wrong state or something, but I don't like the snow. So I'll get you guys back to the music. In the next hour of my show, I'm going to talk a lot of cool stuff, stuff that happened yesterday. So stick around. I will give you more detail on that. Coming up next, we have Hanson, TLC, Blink-182, and Notorious B.I.G. for you on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. 89.1 FM, streaming live 24/7 at ames.edu/radio, the way radio should be. That was Open Letter by Amity Affliction. I finally figured out how to say that since the last 3 years I've said it wrong. I don't play that very often, but it's a really good song. Anyway, coming up next, I'm going to talk a lot about last night's Ink Master finale, because it was awesome. Probably one of the best and most historical finales for that show ever. So I'm going to talk about that a lot. So stick around. I have Saving Abel and I still don't know how to say it. Adelita's Way for you on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. 89.1 FM, AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. That was Last Resort by Papa Roach. I know they have a single that came out a while ago. It's called Crooked Teeth. They have a new album that's supposedly coming out soon, so I'm excited. Anyway, I have my top 10 list for you, and since I talked about it a bit earlier, since the Ink Master finale was yesterday, which was amazing, by the way, I'll talk about that later, but I decided to make my top 10 list of my favorite tattoo styles. I don't have any tattoos, but if I was going to go get a tattoo today, this is the order of which styles I would want to get. These are all really based on my pure opinion, not on any fact. So it's my thoughts on the different tattoo styles, like the way it gets looked or forms, or like the look and the color and the line work and stuff. That's how it's based off of. Anyway, I'll start on my number 10 of my tattoo styles. And plus, it's my last show for the year, so I'm going to do whatever I want. So number 10, tribal. It's probably my least favorite style. I know a lot of people like it. It's very symbolic. It has a big cultural tie to it, but I don't like the look of it. And a lot of people I know that have a tribal tattoo are jerks. So maybe I have that block in my head that makes me not want to like them. But I'm not really a fan of them. Like it's pretty, but it's kind of hard to understand and hard to look at and kind of hard to describe. Like it's pretty, but it's like, it's the last thing I'd probably want to get tattooed. My number 9 is portrait tattoos. When they're done right, they look really, really good. When they're not done very good, they look bad. They look really bad. There's a reason why there's very specific people that do portraits, because it takes a lot of talent and know how to do them. I'm not a fan of them because I don't think they flow very good. Like if you were trying to do like on your arm, there's like no way for it to flow, with your body naturally. And I don't think I would ever get a portrait. I just don't like. I don't like the fact of getting someone's face on me. So this is kind of odd. I find it especially weird when people do a portrait of like the person they're in a relationship with, because like that could end. It's not like if you did your mom, then it's your mom. But it's like if you did someone you're like in a relationship with, it's just weird. I'm not a fan. My number 8 is watercolor. I am not a fan of watercolor tattoos. I know a lot of people like them, and it's kind of a new thing that a lot of people are enjoying. I'm not really a fan, mainly because when you say watercolor, it's up to interpretation, because there's watercolor where it's a tattoo, but it's not really lined with a black liner, or there's like watercolor where you think of like paint splashed on like a paper, and I'm not a super big fan of it, and I feel like it probably heals funky, so I'm not a huge fan of it. But it could look really nice when it's done well, but it could look really bad when it's not done good. Let's see. So my number 7 is American Traditional. I respect American Traditional because it's a very popular form, and it's like kind of the start of the history with tattoos. But I'm not a fan. If I went to go get a tattoo, I would not get American Traditional. It looks really pretty, but I am a huge color person. I love colors. I love how they look. But there's not a lot of vibrant color, and it's not very cartoony to me, and I'm a huge cartoon person, so it's an older style, and I'm just not a fan of older stuff. That leads me to my number 6, which I'm going to stop here, is Japanese. Japanese is really, really pretty, but it's very confusing. Like, I don't get it. Because, like, some of the things, like, if you watch the Ink Master finale last night, Gion's tattoo, his 7-hour tattoo is Japanese. Someone's, like, the creatures that are in the tattoos, and I guess I don't understand it culturally. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but it is really pretty, but I don't think I would get it because it's a little bit confusing to me. That's my bottom 5. I will do my top 5 here in a little bit, so stick around. It may not be surprising if you know me in any way. Coming up next, wow, I have the same song in there twice. Let me fix that real quick. That's kind of annoying. Let's throw in a random song because I totally screwed up. We have Sick Puppies and Feist coming up for you on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. 89.1 FM, AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. That was The Beach by Sorry I Came. That's one of the local bands on the station. Anyway, I have my top 10 list for you. So earlier I did my bottom 5. I'm doing my favorite tattoo styles, even though I don't have any tattoos for 1. And 2, I was inspired to do it because of the Ink Master finale last night was amazing, which I'll talk about later, as I said. So I'll refresh you on my bottom 5 styles were that I didn't really like. My number 10 is Tribal. Number 9, Portrait. Number 8, Watercolor. 7, American Traditional. 8, Japanese. And that brings us to number 5. So the rest of these I probably would get, maybe, but most of these for sure. Number 5 is Script. So anything that's like written or words or like a sentence. I like the concept of it, of like writing like a really cool like a very like memorable sentence or something, that like a philosophy that means a lot to you or something. I'm a fan of that idea, but I don't like how it flows on the body. It's just I don't like how it looks sometimes. Like if someone puts it in like their shoulder blade, it just looks funny there. It doesn't flow right. So it's like it looks really cool, and I might consider getting a script piece, but it's like I don't know where I would put it where it would look the best, because I've seen it on ribs. I'm not a huge fan of that there either, and I've seen it on the arm in multiple places, and I'm not a fan of that either. So I don't know, maybe I wouldn't, but it is really pretty. Sometimes it's hard to read depending on like the type of script, but it is really pretty and kind of cool, especially when it's put like with a cute little picture or something, or with some sort of design. It is kind of cool. Number 4, Geometric. So it's using like, I don't know, shapes, like squares usually, to make one big cohesive piece. Usually it looks really 3D. It's like if you touch, it looks like if you touch a skin, it would be a bunch of squares, It looks really, really cool. It's definitely really hard to do right. I think it was Gia on Ink Master who did a geometric space piece, and it did not end well. So it's really hard to do right unless you find someone that's what they do. I like it when it's in black and gray. I haven't seen any colored pieces in general, but it looks really pretty when it's done. Usually when it's like a full sleeve, like one big piece. Like if it's a little piece, it looks a little funny, but a big piece is beautiful. Number 3, black and gray, I think is really, really pretty. Even though I'm more of a color person, black and gray is really, really pretty. Kind of like Ryan Ashley, she does fine line black and gray, but it's really pretty. She does more like gothic kind of things, but it's really pretty. Portraits look really nice in black and gray. Flowers are really pretty in black and gray. Black and gray is just a really cool style. Yeah, I like more color more, but it looks black and gray has its moments. It looks really good, and it looks really good on certain skin types. So I am a fan. Number 2, New School. I love New School. I think it's awesome. I love Jessie Smith, and I love Kelly Doty. She was on the finale last night, actually. I think it's really cool because it's really cartoonish, and it's a lot of bright wall-to-wall color, and it's just really fun. Really cool designs. I would today go to see Jessie Smith and get a really cool tattoo by him right now. I seriously would. I'd have him tattoo my cat because his style is so cool. Google it. It's so cool. It's just so fun and cartoon-like because that's just kind of who I am. Very cartoony, so it's like I think that's very fitting. And my number 1 favorite tattoo style of all time is color realism. Not as much portrait color realism, but I love color realism such as like nature and animals. It's super pretty. Like I would love like to go out today and get like 3 roses done, like a color realism, really pretty. I've always thought it would be really cool to get like a sleeve, supposedly if I ever did, a sleeve of like dinosaurs, because I love dinosaurs. If I wasn't doing radio, I would totally be a paleontologist, but of my favorite dinosaurs, like super realistic though, because it'd be really cool. I like the look, and I like how it's colorful, and it's just so real. Like I love how it looks like someone took like a poster or a sticker and put it straight on your skin. I think that's awesome. So that's my top 10 favorite tattoo styles based on my opinion, not on any sort of fact. If you don't like it, I am sorry, but there's that. I'll get you guys back to the music because I've talked forever. We have Saliva, Luke Bryan, and Pop Evil for you on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. 89.1 FM, streaming live 24/7 at aims.edu/radio, AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. That was Make It Stop, September's Children by Rise Against. That song is really good. Like, if you don't, feel something after listening to that song, then you either didn't listen to it hard enough or something's wrong with you. Anyway, coming up next, I'll have my Ames weather news as usual, but I will be talking the Ink Master finale and what I thought about it, and then later in the hour, I'll be talking about music news. A lot of people have been nominated for Grammys, so I'll be talking a lot about that too. So stick around on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. 89.1 FM, AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. That was Welcome to the Family by Avenged Sevenfold, because they're my favorite, and Sinister Gates is my favorite person ever. Anyway, my topic is not about them, although it could be. I'm talking about the Ink Master finale right now. It was Peck versus Nunez. Nunez obviously lost out. The top three, if you didn't know, was Kelly Doty, Gian, and Ryan Ashley. Both Ryan and Gian were on Team Peck, and then Kelly Doty was on Team Nunez. So how they did this finale was that America voted for the style for a 7-hour tattoo that they did the day of the finale. So America voted for Ryan to do black and gray, fine line black and gray. Kelly Doty, they voted for new school, and then Gian, they voted for Japanese. They asked all their fans to vote for the stuff they would like to do, so they got to do the stuff they wanted to do, which I think is awesome. So then how they had it worked was the most popular one voted on Twitter would be automatically put into the top two. So, they didn't say, in between the three who got more, but Ryan had the most likes on her 7-hour piece, and her 7-hour piece was beautiful. I'm not really sure what it was, but it's more of one of her more gothic kind of pieces. It's really pretty if you didn't see it. It's on her, I think on all of her social media pages. Her 7-hour tattoo is really pretty, though. And then Kelly Doty did a new school piece that looks like Dave Navarro, which is riding a bat, which I think is hilarious. And then Gian did a Japanese piece, which was really cool. I didn't really understand what the creature was, but it was kind of a cool piece. So America voted for Ryan, so she was in the top two. And then the judges had to be picked between Kelly and Gian, and they picked Gian because he did Japanese, and not very many people are very good at that. I think Kelly kind of got screwed. She should have been up with Ryan, but that's how stuff works, I guess. A lot of people online thought she was, a lot of past Ink Master people thought Kelly was going to win. But she did a really good job, and I am a huge fan of hers. So in between Ryan and Gian, they looked at their 24-hour chess piece that they did weeks before the finale. Ryan was assigned to do a new school 90s style 90s new school piece. Sorry, I was trying to remember where I was. Which is not what she does. She doesn't do color. She doesn't do new school. And then Gian was assigned to do a watercolor coral reef, which is kind of a feat. And then the judges picked which one they wanted to win, Ink Master. Ryan did win, which I think is awesome. Her piece was really pretty. Well, I guess not pretty wouldn't be the word I want to use, but it literally looks like she learned from Clean Rock One, who's really known to do this sort of style. It had hot rods and a skull on it. It was a really, really cool piece. She said she used different coils and different tubes and stuff to get that look. It was awesome. I think it was well deserved for her to win. She is the first woman Ink Master, which is really cool. And she's only been tattooing for 4 years, which is quite a lot. And that's actually the last Ink Master winner was Anthony, and he also had only been tattooing for 4 years. So it's kind of cool. And then Gian had done the watercolor coral reef. I wasn't a huge fan because it's not watercolor in the aspect where you think you would see splotches of color. It was just this, a coral reef with a skull in it that wasn't outlined. So I wasn't a huge fan of the piece, but he is really talented, though. But I am really glad with the results, and I hope you guys saw their pieces. They did show Kelly's chess piece, which was American traditional, and it's really good. Although I didn't like how her mermaids are facing different ways. I thought that was a little weird. But anyway, so that's my thoughts on the Ink Master finale because I thought it was awesome. I'll get you guys back to the music because you're probably tired of hearing me talk. We have 3 Days Grace, 3 Days Grace, and My Darkest Days coming up for you on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be. 89.1 FM, AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be though. Sing Sing by Eaton High School. I have some music news for you. A lot of cool stuff, actually. Starting with Amidity Affliction, their drummer Ryan Burt, he's decided to leave the tour due to some health issues. He had made a post about it this last week, detailing like why he's leaving for the tour and letting his fans know what's going on. So if you want to hear that, go ahead and check out his page. I think it was on Twitter for Ryan Burt. Stone Sour have a new music video for ZZYZYRD. I don't know what that means, but they have a new video that just came out. And then the coolest part of today, the Grammy nominations came out. And of course, I'm going to pay more attention to metal and rock stuff. But there's a lot of cool nominations in here that I'm really excited about. For Best Metal Performance, Baroness, Gojira, Korn, Megadeth, and Periphery were all nominated. That surprised me, Periphery, but they are a really, really good band. Go check them out. They are very talented. For Best Rock Album, there's Blink-182, Cage the Elephant, Gojira, Panic at the Disco, and Weezer. I think out of that list, I'd probably support Blink, but I haven't listened to those other albums. For Best Rock Song, there's David Bowie, Radiohead, Metallica, 21 Pilots, and Highly Suspect. Although, if I had to guess, I would think David Bowie or 21 Pilots is going to get that one. And lastly, for Best Rock Performance, this is very weird, so be prepared to laugh. For Best Rock Performance, that is rock, Alabama Shakes, Beyonce, I'm not really sure why she's in the rock section, David Bowie, Disturbed, and 21 Pilots. I think Disturbed definitely deserves to win the Best Rock Performance, because they have their cover of Sound of Silence, which is a beautiful song. Go look it up. It's nothing like the Simon Garfunkel version. It's for Sound of Silence. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Originally, I had heard that they weren't even going to release it, but I'm glad they did because it's a beautiful song. Disturbed's Sound of Silence. It's awesome. But I'm really excited for all these nominations. It'll be interesting to see who wins all this. So I want to say today is the last show for the year for me. I will be back in January. I know you'll miss me. I will miss you too. If you miss me so much, you can check me out on Instagram. I have an Instagram page, and my name is Anna the Radio DJ, I believe. Let me check, because I don't remember. I changed it not too long ago, so I'm not very smart, and I can't remember. My name on Instagram is Anna the Radio DJ, if you want to follow me and see my daily boring life. I'm planning on doing some really cool stuff this winter, so if you do follow me on Instagram, you'll be on the up and up on what I'm up to. So I'll be back in January for the spring semester. I'm pretty excited to see what new stuff comes up. I'll get you guys back to the music. I will see you guys next year with Five Finger Death Punch and Love and Death for you on AIM Student Radio, the way radio should be.